My name is Lily. Today I go to the supermarket with my dad. I feel happy, but also a little curious. My dad is very quiet. He is usually not quiet. Usually he talks in the car. Usually he asks me questions. Usually he smiles and sings a little. But today he is quiet. Very quiet. We walk into the supermarket together. The doors open. The air is cool. The lights are bright. I take a small basket, but Dad takes a cart. He looks at the shopping list. Then he says, "We need many things." His voice is soft. I look at him. He still looks quiet. First, we go to the fruit and vegetable section. I see apples, bananas, tomatoes, and carrots. Dad picks up some apples. I put carrots in a bag. Then I take 3 tomatoes. Dad looks at the list again. He says, "Good, we also need potatoes." So I put potatoes in another bag. The cart is still light, but Dad is still quiet. After that, we go to the milk section. I open the fridge door. Cold air comes out. I take 1 bottle of milk. Dad takes eggs very carefully. Then he takes butter. I say, "Do we need yogurt too?" He looks at the list. Then he nods. "Yes," he says, "vanilla yogurt." So I find the yogurt. I feel good because I can help. Then we go to the bread section. The bread smells warm and nice. I want to smile. I want to say something funny. But Dad looks busy in his head. He takes 1 loaf of bread. Then he stops. He looks at a small chocolate cake. He does not move for a few seconds. I look at the cake too. Why is he looking at the cake? Then he puts it in the cart. Now I feel even more curious. After that, we go to aisle 4. We need rice and pasta. I look at the shelves. There is pasta. There is soup. There is oil. But I do not see the rice. I look left. I look right. Still no rice. So I say, "Dad, I can ask for help." He gives me a small smile. He says, "Okay." I walk to a worker in the supermarket. I feel a little shy, but I ask, "Excuse me, where is the rice?" The worker smiles. He says, "Aisle 6. I say, "Thank you." Then I go back to Dad. I say, "It is in aisle 6. Dad says, "Good job, Lily." His voice is still soft, but now he smiles a little more. We go to aisle 6. We find the rice. Dad puts a bag of rice in the cart. Then we get pasta, too. Now the cart is getting full. After that, we go to the chicken section. Dad takes some chicken for dinner. Then we need orange juice. Then we need tea. Then we need soap. Small things, one by one. The cart is almost full now, but Dad is still quiet. Then suddenly, we pass the flower section. Dad stops. He looks at the flowers. Red flowers, yellow flowers, pink flowers, white flowers. He stands there for a long moment. He does not speak. I stand next to him. Then I ask, very softly, "Dad, are you okay?" He looks at me. For 1 second, he says nothing. Then he takes a deep breath. He says, "Yes, I'm okay," but his eyes look warm and a little sad. Then he picks up pink flowers. I know those flowers. My mom loves pink flowers. Suddenly, I remember. Today is not a normal day. Today is the day Mom started her new job. This morning, she looked nervous. Very nervous. She smiled, but I knew she was nervous. Now I understand. Dad is quiet because he is thinking about Mom. He wants dinner to be nice. He wants the cake to be nice. He wants the flowers to be nice. He wants Mom to come home and feel happy. I look at the flowers. Then I look at Dad. And now his quiet face makes sense. He is not angry. He is not upset. He is thinking with love. I smile at him. I say, Mom will like the flowers. Dad looks at me and smiles. A real smile this time. He says, I hope so. After that, we go to the checkout. There are 2 lines. We choose the shorter line. We wait with the cart. I look at the candy near the checkout. I look at the magazines. I look at the flowers again. Dad holds them very carefully. Then, it is our turn. The cashier says, Hello. Dad says, Hello. I help put the items on the counter. Apples, carrots, tomatoes, potatoes, milk, eggs, butter, yogurt, bread, cake, rice, pasta, chicken, orange juice, tea, soap, flowers. Beep, beep. I like that sound. The cashier scans everything. Then Dad pays at the checkout with his card. He takes the receipt. I help put the food in the bags. Then we walk out together. Outside, the sky is dark. The air is cool. Dad puts the bags in the car. He puts the flowers on the seat very gently. Then he looks at me. He says, Thank you for helping me today. I smile. I say, Now I know why you were quiet. He looks surprised. Then he laughs softly. He says, Do you? I nod. You were thinking about Mom. Dad closes the car door. Then he says, Yes, I was. We get in the car. This time, the car feels different. It feels warm. It feels soft. Dad is not so quiet now. On the way home, he asks me, Should we put the flowers on the table? I say yes. He asks, Should we put the cake in the kitchen? I say yes. Then we both smile. When we get home, Mom opens the door. She looks tired, but then she sees the flowers. She sees the cake. She sees Dad's face. And she smiles. A big, real smile. Now everything feels calm. Now everything feels right. Today, my dad was quiet in the supermarket. Then I understood why. He was not quiet because something was wrong. He was quiet because love was in his heart. And sometimes, love is quiet.